Hello, Duke Eichbrander here. It's been a while since I did any videos and decided it was time. I have some of my students getting more active again, and one of my comments to one of my newer squires recently was to start utilizing more sword guard positions with his sword and shield style fighting. So this video is going to just show the different right hand sword positions that I take when I'm setting up to use different angles and different positions that increase advantages for defense sometimes, and then also can increase the advantages for offense. So here we go. So my standard guard position that I use is sword point back, sword on shoulder. So in here. So that's fundamental. That's the number one guard position that I teach. That's really important because it allows the student to be forced to turn that body to get that sword cut in. Then we go to sword point forward guards in what I like to call my version of A-frame, where my sword goes from sword point back to kind of just flipping around, elbows always in, and then that point, that sword is forward in line with my eyes and my opponent's eyes, and that's a mid guard point forward position. Mid meaning I'm in here. See where this forearm is parallel to the ground? Then there's point forward guard high, which I like to use a lot, which pushes that sword up. That point keeps going forward a little bit. That's really good for the highline attacks in here. Okay. The mid guard is good for attacks and defense. It's kind of blacking everything in here real nice. And then low point forward guard, that's down in here. So we have low, mid, high. Low, mid, high. Sometimes I'll flip my shield around, especially when I'm fighting a left-handed fighter, sword and shield. So now I have really solid, strong attacks, and my vision, I can see better. My blocks are in here, right? And then that comes in here, or sword back, point forward, okay? I'll sometimes use what we called back in the day, and I still do, iron chicken guard, which is the sword comes over in here. It doesn't sit, the blade doesn't sit on the shield itself. It's out in front just a little bit in here. Okay. It's not in here. The arm doesn't want to be open. See where that arm would be hit pretty easily? I'm turned away. Sword comes kind of straight down my face. Blocking is in here. I can even lower my shield a little bit more if I want. All right, black's in here. All right, all the way around. Cuts. Thrusts. 1A. Okay. Sword point forward and low. This is mostly just to make your opponent wonder what you're doing. Right? But it comes out like that. In here. For the quick thrust underneath. Lift it it up here, rotate to the cut, etc. That's another position, guard position. I don't normally use this guard position or this guard position, but a lot of guys like that position as well, my students included. I don't use either of those very much at all, though they can be very effective. If we move our right foot forward, those were all left foot in front, forward. If we move our right foot to the front position, I like to use basically what's a single sword guard, but the shield here, okay? Then that gives me stuff, mostly movement stuff. This isn't a guard I stay in very long. It's more to, again, make my opponent wonder what's going on, and then I'll quickly transition with a passing step or a lunging step to do something to gain an advantage from that position. It can also be in that kind of modified iron chicken with that foot forward. You know, again, you know, I want to, as they advance, right? Those kind of things. So those are the guards that I wanted to show today for my students and give them an idea of the different versions of sword positions especially, and then some of those different positions that go along with the sword, on how the shield kind of fits with it. It's really important to use different guard positions as we get better and increase our skills and increase our interest in wanting to defeat our opponents. We need to make our opponents think more about what we're doing, so that as they're thinking, they're not as easily able to defend themselves, and we gain that advantage by controlling their mind. Hope that made sense.